Let's vlog about for the next 10 minutes or so. It's a major magic show of all time. David Copperfield vanishes the Ferrari, seriously. And David Copperfield attacking the vanishing the Ferrari. Okay, great magic show, 980. I want to vlog about this one, seriously, because I'm doing all the videos seriously for all the magic shows. So sit back, relax, 10 minutes of vlog this amazing magic show. 980. David Copperfield levitates, vanishes the Ferrari, and does the magic show. So check this out. Here we're going to go. It's vlog about this amazing magic show from my childhood from 1980. Here we're going to go. Now, the magic show has a lot of vignettes in it, and of course it's not one of the best shows. It's certainly a good show to talk about. So the show actually begins very amazingly, as usual with Copperfield, okay, with amazing illusion. This illusion is the best thing to show, in my opinion. Says this is the levitating vanishing Ferrari. It's a Ferrari F40, red Ferrari F40 car, I think it is, and gets wheeled on stage basically. And Copperfield he's dancing around with this Ferrari basically. He's all white kind of lame suit kind of thing, looking pretty cool. He's only 23 years old. Can you believe it? 23 years old, this kid, you know. And he gets it kind of does a bit of magic, a ring appears from nowhere. The ring turns into a kind of key, puts the key in the car, starts the car up basically, and the Ferrari's engine roars into life basically. The Ferrari I think was owned by a magician called John Gordon, I think, a very good magician inventor. He was around quite a few years ago. Made a lot of magic tricks, seriously. And John Gordon, I think, created this trick basically. So they're basically the old, basically the Ferrari's wheel onto a big podium. Ferrari kind of like puts a big cloth over the Ferrari, a big white silk cloth over the Ferrari basically, right in front of the, always right in front of them basically, and of course the Ferrari starts levitating underneath the cloth basically. You can see it really clearly, some almost daylight basically, very bright indeed, seriously. Behind this sparkly kind of things behind it, sparkling away, you know what I mean. The Ferrari levitates up in the air basically, in front of the audience, always just sat right in front of the Ferrari basically, it's levitating in the air beneath the cloth, and then they wave flags around the Ferrari, show there's no wires thing at all around the Ferrari, it's always pretty impressive, seriously. There's no wires at all around it, seriously. And he puts Copperfield in his dancing kind of routine, puts cloth away, very elegantly as usual, and the Ferrari completely disappears entirely. Boom, completely disappears entirely. Okay, and all you can see is glitter behind him, and it's quite broad light. Seriously, there was this a few feet away. Seriously, this is amazing stuff. Seriously, this vanishing Ferrari, this good trick. Seriously, 1980. Now this is because before people done vanishing things, vanishing airplanes, vanishing kind of like vanishing sort of stuff like vanishing. I think Doug Henning vanished a kind of like a motorbike or something, didn't he, back in the 70s? So Copperfield wanted to go stage up back in 1980 and wanted to kind of go back stage of actually vanishing a car, vanishing Ferrari, and also make the Ferrari levitate as well as vanish as well. So you've got levitation, you've got vanish as well together in one illusion. It's a good illusion, seriously. And it's actually the best thing on the show, seriously. But it's a very good illusion indeed. Copperfield's vanishing levitating Ferrari. Do check it out. We've got to say, it's a lovely illusion. It's spectacular. Even though it's quite old, 40 years old, it looks really good even today, doesn't it? So go on the YouTube, have another video of this Copperfield number 3 show. Check out this vanishing Ferrari. Very good indeed, seriously. Love the illusion myself. It's certainly high at the show. And the show going to go to Vanishing Ferrari. But when Copperfield, of course, went for that, didn't he? Obviously, almost to Vanishing Airplane, Vanish Statue of Liberty, that kind of stuff during the 1980s and Walking Through the Great Wall of China. So this kind of show was pre all that, wasn't it? As I say, it's before he kicked off with a really big magic, okay, that took him into the 80s and 90s, okay, made the world's biggest magician, seriously, okay. So this is good to see tricks. Now, obviously, go back to number two. Number two's trick of the show is a vignette, of course. This vignette, I'm watching it on television as always watching on TV. I love these shows. Seen them a lot, as you can probably tell. This shows a vignette basically. This is a vignette illusion, a kind of girl. This is about his girlfriend basically. His girlfriend's about to leave him basically. Okay, she's packing her bags, that kind of stuff. Copperfield is trying to woo his girlfriend back from her bedroom basically, back to stay with him, and he's kind of doing tricks to get her kind of wooed back into his heart basically. That kind of, you know, emotional Hollywood kind of stuff, usual Hollywood kind of stuff, emotional Hollywood kind of stuff. And so basically, anyway, Copperfield kind of gets basically kind of does some good tricks, including I think vanishing silk handkerchiefs. There's a very good trick in this where he gets, which is good when you could do yourself actually. He gets a big newspaper, gets a big jug of milk, pulls the milk in the newspaper and makes the milk disappear from the newspaper entirely. Good trick, really good old trick back in Victorian days, vanishing milk in newspaper, which you could do that yourself, seriously. And after that, Copperfield then decides to also has a light bulb next to him and a lamp, and the light bulb figures on and off, okay, he takes the lampshade off it, and the light bulb is white, but obviously the light's gone out, and he unscrews the light bulb, and pulls out from inside the bulb some milk, okay. The milk disappears from the paper, it appears inside the light bulb, okay. The trick, seriously. Very good illusion indeed, I love that one indeed, okay. And it's milk in light bulb. Good trick says. Check it out on the show. It's good. When even 40 years ago, the magic technology is really good. Even though this is 40 years ago, the trick's really good. Copperfield also does company store, very good company store silk as well. Where he gets the silk handkerchief, slips in half scissors, and makes it back to one again, which is a good trick as well. But this is a nice vignette, very emotional. The girl gets behind some, I think it's behind some clothes, I think, and disappears entirely and turns into a porter, basically, kind of night porter, railway station kind of thing. And Copperfield, at the end of the illusion, goes to a big sort of like a dressing cabinet thing, a kind of mirror thing, puts her coat up and drops her coat down, the girl reappears out of nowhere again. So it's quite a nice emotional illusion, the girl vanishing appears to say basically. Very good trick of these, seriously, I do love it. And it's a nice kind of really emotional kind of illusion, really, isn't it? Without any real particular brilliance to it, but it's kind of vignette. And Copperfield also, as always with this kind of stuff, the narrative very strong indeed. Narrative very strong indeed. It's all about narrative kind of stuff, isn't it? It's all about narrative and a plot as well, basically. And the plot's very strong. So narrative is pulling you in basically, and you feel like you actually enjoy a kind of illusion, seriously, of kind of romance and that kind of stuff. So this good illusion. Maybe on for this one after this, it goes on to this as well. This strip as well. This show as well. It goes into another bit as well. I think there's James Bond routine after this, which is James Bond. This back in 1980. James Bond, of course, was very popular. This is obviously back in the days of Roger Moore, James Bond, wasn't it? When Roger Moore done Moonraker, wasn't it? Back in 40 years ago. So Moonraker was really big. Copperfield decides to do James Bond routine, kind of another Hollywood thing. It's quite well written again, actually. The writer's very good at this, actually. They're doing quite good writing narratives around this illusion as well, seriously. Copperfield gets into James Bond. He comes to stand on stage with the girl. I think the girl is a very nice actress indeed. I can't remember her name now. A very good actress indeed comes on stage with him. And she actually does, I think she's in Laverne and Shirley. I think, remember Laverne and Shirley? Cindy Williams, her name. Cindy Williams, her name, seriously. Copperfield has Cindy Williams on stage. She's a very pretty young girl back in her 20s as well. Very romantic indeed. Copperfield does a very good trick where he gets his hands are empty, strikes a match, pulls it to his mouth, and a cigarette appears out of nowhere. He smokes a cigarette a little bit, okay. Don't see much cigarette smoke with Copperfield, do you? But it's interesting to see him. They vanish and appear in cigarette smoke indeed. And after that, Copperfield goes to a routine when he gets a girl. I'm looking at it right now, and he actually gets a girl. Miss Moneypenny actually, and he gets her in a cabinet basically, and she teleports wearing her nice glasses, looking pretty sexy, Miss Moneypenny. Teleports from box to box basically. And you can see kind of a shadow in the way of the box, silhouette in the box, and she disappears one box, appears another box, kind of teleportation. It's a bit of Star Trek really, you know. So he teleports Miss Moneypenny from box to another box. Good trick, seriously. Another one to check out on the illusion as well, seriously. After this, he then goes to another illusion as well. Where he does another illusion, actually, look at this right now on the video as always. And I think finally he does a good illusion actually where he gets a glass basically. He doesn't a lot of dance stage, that kind of stuff, a lot of dance stage shows, that's illusion of seriously. Kind of girl dance kind of stuff seriously with him. And then he gets a kind of cloth basically waves cloth around the place and produces a martini, shaking not some martini as well, seriously, it's quite a good illusion as well. And then finally after all this he actually gets taken in a Goldfinger cut scenario and strapped to a table basically in the illusion. I'm looking at it right now on television here. And basically the big laser beam out right out of Goldfinger. remember Golfing in 1964? That one back with Sean Connery. Copperfield is strapped to the big table basically, and they get the laser beam out basically, and he's tied up onto a table with Sidney Williams laughing her head off basically. Put a box around Copperfield, okay, and basically they laser beam the box springs open, bow, spark everywhere, Copperfield completely disappears again entirely, okay. Good trick, seriously, watching the television right now. And it is really good illusion, seriously, the Vanishing Copperfield in the laser beam box. Do like it? Okay, Sidney Williams is sexy, isn't she, in this? And Sidney Williams is sexy, actually 25 years old. Wow, she's sexy. But it's all sexy girls, it's all Copperfield looking really good. James Bond kind of stuff in them, Martini. Good routine, seriously. A vignette with the strong narrative again. This is magic with narrative again, seriously. This is theatrical magic with narrative again, as I said before. The narrative kicks off, doesn't it? The narrative is good James Bond, the story, the emotions, as I say, pull on the heartstrings kind of stuff. And it's all magic based on theatricality and narrative, really, isn't it? Rather than do magic straight, now magic with narrative and emotions. That's kind of magic is rich, seriously. So Copperfield does it in his career, doesn't he? The Great Wall of China show, when he does the Akira show, he does the everything like when he does the show with he does the origami box years later, doesn't he? When the origami box illusion. The show is always about narrative, isn't it? About emotions, well, seriously. And that's the key of the show is narrative emotions that are inbuilt into the illusions as well in this. Moving on from the James Bond thing, we'll get to the next bit as well over here. This is quite a good look at James Bond actually. It's quite a spectacular illusion actually. And then we get to an illusion where you get this little girl out of the audience, and there's a nice little thing. This is a trick that you could do again yourself. So this is the Thomas Lord heart trick really. It gets a lovely paper kind of heart. This is my trick, my video, a romance video, a couple of videos back basically. Love romance video. Gets a lovely heart basically and tears the heart into 4 little pieces and melds it together back into restores the heart again back to one heart again. So Thomas Lord heart illusion really. Very good trick. A little bit of paper, okay, that's what it is, 5p bit of paper. Tears the heart up, restores again back to real heart again. Lovely trick again, done really well. Again with emotion. Again, this trick again is about narrative emotion again, seriously again. It's all about emotion, narrative, putting the heartstrings again. You're being lured into the trick simply by the narrative and the emotions that are within the narrative structure of the trick itself, okay? Trick is simply to almost a bit of paper, the heart's good, the colours, it's a nice little illusion, isn't it? And a trick that you could do yourself, seriously. If you look at your magic yourself, go back over these shows over the last 40 years and look at these magic shows from the 80s and 90s, see amazing little bits of magic that you could do yourself. You want to do some magic yourself and impress your mates and your friends, seriously, and do shows yourself, okay? And for that we go to another illusion. We have another quite vignette as well. With the vignette, this is quite good. This vignette, of course, is the Lincoln Wings vignette. They started Lincoln Wings have gone away. Lincoln Wings has been done by many magicians over the years, basically. They have like an art studio, basically, like an art gallery, sort of Copperfield's an art gallery in the vignette, basically. And they have a statue, kind of a statue made out of Lincoln Rings, out of rings, basically. And Copperfield wants to impress some ladies, again, as usual. I mean, it's always a narrative thing, isn't it, in that one? And he pulls the rings off the statue, and there's lots of little rings, and the rings link together like this, and I link again. The Lincoln Wings routine, basically. Classic Lincoln Wings routines we've done back in many videos. Check out Kissing Queen video I did, Kissing Queen video. I did my Lincoln Wings that seriously from about a year ago. in a Kissing Queen video, I've got it in there as well, Kissing Queen. But to say, you have a look at this, it's got a very good day. Copperfield does a very good link with Rings routine as well, seriously. A classic magic, seriously. At the end of the routine, the girl comes along with another statue, which is made of triangles, and the statues got linked together, basically. So the rings, the triangles linked together, basically. Good illusion, seriously. And Copperfield does very well. Again, at the end of the illusion, actually meets a girl, which is kind of a bit of romance kicking off again. So again, everything's getting again narrative to romance again in this stuff. The whole show is very romantic, isn't it, basically? It's love and romance, basically, with magic. But you know what, it sells, doesn't it? And that's the whole thing. As I say, sex and romance sells, doesn't it, basically? So it doesn't this. So it's good routine, lovely routine, Lincoln Ring routine, done I think to a bit of West Side Story kind of music, isn't it? Back in the 1980, that kind of was very popular kind of stuff, wasn't it? West Side Story kind of magic, and West Side Story kind of, you know, kind of music, isn't it? But it's very good indeed. Very, very back in the sort of late 70s, early kind of 80s kind of disco period, isn't it? But very interesting indeed, do love it. That's the Lincoln Rings done in the art gallery routine. Very good indeed. We then cut to the Magician. Very interesting. If you want to check out this Copperfield number 3 show again from 1980, we have got Shimada. Shimada was a very good Japanese magician from the 60s and 70s. He's a Japanese guy from Tokyo, Japan. Shimada, very good magician. He does performance on Copperfield show. I love it, seriously. He's very skilled indeed, seriously. He's making silks appear, making umbrellas appear, parasols appear out of nowhere, fire appear, that kind of stuff. He's a very good magician indeed. Check out Shimada, okay? He's on there. He was a classic magician back in the 80s. And he kind of disappeared. I don't know if he's alive anymore, basically. He may have died now, but he was very good indeed. He does very good stuff with, as I say, with masks and that kind of stuff. Very traditional Japanese kind of magic, masks, flames, fans, that kind of stuff. Very good indeed, so check it out. Very good indeed, seriously, and it's on the show, seriously. I think the show after this, the show basically goes through the routine. There's a kind of funny kind of comedy routine again with some record albums kind of stuff. Very entertaining indeed, seriously. As a magician kind of thing, especially seriously, gets some record albums basically and does a record prediction routine again with Silly Whims again. Very good indeed, seriously. It's kind of a funny routine. Check it out. I won't go into it. Check out the video of this. The routine's very funny indeed, where he does a record prediction trick again, and that's pretty good indeed, seriously. And finally, capped all that, have the record prediction trick, we get to finale. Finale, of course, is not as good as Ferrari. It's a shame because the show kind of goes off in a bit arcade in a way, doesn't it? Seriously. Because the show begins brilliantly, of course, with the Vanishing Ferrari, okay, ends a bit of a cadence, so it's a bit of a shame because this could have been never better on the show. But anyway, Copperfield basically does a kind of routine with his parents, basically, and his mum and dad in his house back in Idaho, where he's middle of the countryside, basically. And his parents basically are going to say goodbye to him, okay? He's 18 years old, he's going to leave home to join show business, goes to New York, knocks on some agent stores, kind of stuff, tries to get a contract kind of thing, you know what I mean? That kind of heart-wrenching kind of stuff, and eventually gets a job as a magician, and it shows him doing a routine where he makes a duck appear, makes a duck disappear inside on the table, and appear inside some boxes basically. The duck routine is very good indeed, seriously. The duck is very good indeed. The duck illusion at the end is very good indeed, seriously. The duck is in a glass box, puts a cloth over the box, pulls the cloth away, the duck disappears entirely. Then he has 3 boxes, under each box, inside the 3rd box is the duck, of course. As I said, he loves ducks, doesn't he? Copperfield loves ducks, doesn't he? Seriously, a lot of ducks come from his life, seriously. And it's a very entertaining, seriously. Ducks and ducks and ducks everywhere, basically. He spends his whole life doing ducks, doesn't he, basically? he webs the duck, okay? But it's a nice routine again, and at the end of the routine, of course, he gets reunited with his parents at the end of the routine again, seriously. Again, this is smolty kind of stuff, it's smolty kind of illusion kind of stuff, seriously. Hollywood kind of stuff. This was a film in Hollywood, of course, wasn't it? This is all American values kind of stuff, seriously. Good fun indeed. I do enjoy the illusion, seriously. Good fun indeed. Copperfield does it's kind of heart-wrenching, isn't it? Seeing him leave home with mum and dad looking really elderly, looking really sad, and Copperfield reunited with the person at the end of the routine. So it's all kind of that kind of family values, family reunification kind of stuff. Good stuff, seriously. Do enjoy it. Wouldn't say it's a classic bit of magic, but good fun at the end of the show, seriously. The show, of course, it is the Ferrari. The show really is Ferrari. Ferrari's best in the show, seriously. The other routine is really good. If you're into magic from the 80s, 90s, that kind of stuff, seriously, look at the magic shows from all the great golden age of magic, seriously. Those great American magic shows from the 1960s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. This show is fantastic, seriously. Copperfield number 3, 1980. Do check out, seriously. Vanishing Ferrari, got the James Bond routine in there as well, seriously. Got the new routine at the end of it with Duck as well. We've also got in there, we've also got the old, the bit again, I think, bit with the, what's the bit to say with the girl, the little girl, it's almost a hot routine as well. Good stuff, seriously. Check the routine out. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you get that. Do check the video out. Some YouTubers say seriously, the videos on YouTube, seriously. Check it out there. So please remember to like and subscribe. Please do. Tell the channel, please do. As always, please do, okay? Remember to click the link below for 80 videos of magic chat illusion art, seriously. I made 80 videos a day of illusion art, seriously. Check out the videos out, please do, okay? And look after us. In the meantime, look after us during the pandemic. Please remember to get your jab. Please do. For the pandemic, please get a jab as well. Get rid of this virus, seriously, okay? Please do that as well. Look after yourselves. See you very soon again for some more magic, okay, illusions from me. Chat illusion art, seriously. Look after yourself another 7 days or so, a few days. So again, very soon, and we'll do some more magic chat illusion for you as well. Look after yourselves and have a nice day. See you later on.